block of wood under?
Yeah, I'll get it. You're fine. You ain't going nowhere yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Up she goes.
There's water on my floorboard again.
There is?
This time I don't know where it came from.
It's coming from the firewall or something. There's some, whatever, I don't know.
I don't know. It's never that big of a spot, but it's still there.
Yeah. Shut the battery off first.
You want to close all the way?
Yeah. All right, so I think it's Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Yeah, I lose track of the days because all we do is work. So we're just trying to get stuff ready, and I did wash the trailer this morning. Got all of our crap outside. So we had a conversation on Thursday at the track when Autumn was pissed off because the car was slow.
I was more pissed off about me driving crappy.
Well, you should have been pissed off about that. Pretty crappy driving, but the car. It's easy to be pissed off at your driving when you're also pissed off at the car. So.
When have you ever known me to not be pissed off when I drive crappy?
Well, I know, but when you compound problems, it makes it worse.
Way worse.
So that's good, Autumn. Autumn, grab everything we need to roll the motor over. And
what size is that again?
it's in the clutch box. Actually, everything's. I left that stuff right in the clutch box. So Autumn was complaining about not being able to. That it's hard to make any real forward progress when you go to the track and make 3 passes and go home because it's late or whatever. And we never get to test. So when I was at work on Friday, I was thinking about that and about, what would be an easier option. Yes. No, not coming from the bottom, you do not.
Okay.
With a short socket, you need an extension from the top, but not from the bottom. So I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier, probably because I'm just too busy thinking about 1,000 things at a time, but.
Which way does it need to go? This way?
Yeah. Yeah, think of it as always turning it over, tightening the bolt, the crank bolt. So yeah, so let's get the cover off the bell housing again. The battery's over there on the charger, and then there's the gun. So, not sure why I didn't really think of this previous to this, but I thought, why do we not just put this thing on a chassis dyno so we can actually change the carburetor, change the timing, change stuff, the air filter, all the things that we think are hurting us, but every time we change them, they don't really make a difference. Like, I don't understand. It seems like when the weather changes, the car gets either fast or slow. But change the jets and change the metering rods in the carburetor, nothing. Doesn't change crap. Change the timing, doesn't seem to change anything. I mean, it changes, you can swing it 5 degrees in timing and it makes a little bit of difference. Maybe I'm thinking it's gonna do something more drastic. I don't know, but. So the last pass we made, it had more timing in it, and we leaned it up because the O2 reads that it's rich.
I completely screwed that one up.
And it slowed the car actually, like, So Autumn just totally screwed the whole run, but you know, it is what it is. I can tell by the way the car sounds. It sounded like it wasn't making any power. So, you know, it's just something's going on. I'm not sure. It might be a part. It might be a hard part. You know, it might be we got pretty good stuff, but the carburetor's just not up to the task. So, I mean, this class is all about just changing parts. Just
you get the last one. I can't. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want it to rub.
It doesn't go on there really very good. So what we're gonna try to do is, now that we got the clutch slipping the way it should, and seems to be, it's okay, but to be honest, Kale says we need a less aggressive disc in it because it just doesn't have enough base and counter. There's nowhere to go from here. If you have a, you know, it just doesn't have enough base or counter. We need a disc that's less aggressive so it doesn't grab as much, and it gives us the opportunity to put more weight on it and it slip the same as it does now with very little weight on it. So here's what we're gonna do. If we put this thing on a chassis dyno and you try to start the test at 3,500 RPMs, it's just gonna slip the clutch. So that can't work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna load the clutch down with weight to make it it's just locked up, where you'd never, you know, racing it like that's not ideal. But on a chassis dyno, it'll work fine. I don't know when this is gonna happen. It's a buddy of mine that has the chassis dyno. We're gonna rent it, bless you.
Thank you.
I don't know. I know for a fact we can do it on Monday. The problem with that is, you know, it's my last day of work before we go to Gainesville, so I really would like to work. I would rather do it on Sunday, but I have other commitments on Sunday. So one way or another.
You pick race cars or friends. You don't get both.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I'm kidding.
But I never get a day off. I do not sit at my house. I am washing something, I'm waxing something, I'm working on a race car, I'm doing work things,
something. You're always not on the couch.
Right. So the last 2 weeks, totally out of character for me. The last 2 weeks, I took a day off to be with some of my friends. My wife and I did some stuff with our friends, and we're supposed to go do stuff with our friends tomorrow. And it's so out of character. I feel guilty when I'm not doing something, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah.
I do think I did Disney yesterday.
Yeah.
And Zach.
Autumn went to Disney yesterday, and
You worked. So now I get to work today and tomorrow, and you get to go do friend things tomorrow.
Yeah. So.
It's just how it is.
So this is what's going to happen. We're going to go ahead and we're going to throw some weight on this deal. And we're going to just wait and see what happens, see when I can get this thing on the dyno. When I put it on the dyno, I hope that Autumn is there. Because, honestly, I don't want to get in this car because I can't. It's just, it hurts too bad.
If we do, how late can we do it on Monday?
Well, I mean,
How late is he there, is the question.
Well, this is like a side business for him.
Oh, okay.
So he just said, call me. I'll meet you down. Give me 30 minutes. I'll meet you down there on Monday. Now I have an 11 o'clock meeting at work on Monday,
now,
11 a.m.
If you would wait for me, if he doesn't care, if you want to verify with him, I just don't think someone's going to take my 11 o'clock shift, but I've got my Monday night shift covered. It's already taken. Someone took it for me.
Yeah, and I think what's going to happen is I don't want to show up there at 4 o'clock and then have an issue where I'm there till 9 o'clock at night holding him up. I want to try and have this car there by 1.
Well, can you?
Because once I get there, once this car comes out of the trailer, I am probably at some point going to run it as it is, just the way we made our last pass. At some point, I am going to put a new set of spark plugs in it while it's on the dyno.
Is there any way that you can steal Heather from work?
Yes.
So you don't have to get in there?
I could.
And then I can meet you guys over there, and then Heather can go.
I could, but here's the thing. I don't know. Some of these dynos, it's almost like climbing a mountain to get up onto the dyno. I don't know what kind of dyno he's got. I've never even seen it. So I don't know if it's like the style that you just drive on a lift it up, move on. I've seen some of these things where you gotta You got to drive up. I doubt it's like that. I mean, that's old stuff. This is a pretty new dyno. So anyway, what you're going to see today is we're gonna throw a little weight on the clutch. You know, Autumn was out there, washed the car, got it cleaned up. At least the paint, the bottom of it's still terrible. I hate that, but whatever. Yeah, we got to do something about that.
We just don't have the time right now.
Yeah, it'll actually be easier when we get whatever. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. So I'm not gonna say that yet. So
No, don't say that.
I'm not saying
We're
it.
not doing that.
Yeah. So it'll be easier, but you guys will have to wait to see that because it didn't happen.
We'll have some time when
Yeah.
the time comes.
Yeah. So new stuff coming. Whatever. It's gonna make our lives
A lot easier. It's gonna
Lot
make your
easier.
life a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So you're going to see us do a little bit here today. And basically, you're going to see me squeeze my fat ass in the car at some point, which is going to be real trouble. Anyway.
Maybe, possibly.
Maybe, possibly.
Probably.
And then if Autumn ain't there, I'll set the camera up so at least we can see what's going on at the dyno. And it could be a complete failure. And whatever, I'll make a video of a complete failure because honestly, this is about 90% failure and 10% not so much. So whatever. Okay, all right, let's get to it. So this is what happens when I fat finger this thing and drop the nut, the bolt and a washer down in here, which normally wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Go do the thing so I can get my finger in there without the arm.
Since I have a freaking aluminum bolt in there because we got them so light. You want me to let this lift down?
No.
Since I have an aluminum bolt, clearly a magnet's not going to help us. So.
Is the washer still on the bolt?
Yeah, it was when it went down there.
That's magnetized.
Yeah, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. Well, go ahead and try it, but I just don't know if that's going to be.
I don't know either, but.
I don't know if the magnet's going to be strong enough to get it down there and get the washer. I don't even think that thing's going to go in there. Oh, there it goes. Sort of. So this is the struggle of being a dipshit. Because I'm talking and not paying attention. And just push the thing right out of the hole. It's not your fault, it's my fault.
Do you really just pop it out of the hole and...
Yeah, I just shoved it right out of there and down it went.
Yeah, just let it down.
All right, watch your head.
Keep going. Okay.
All right. Oh, look at that. The washer's even still on it. Sweet. All right. You're gonna be done. You gotta be tough.
Pays to be small.
Yeah. Yeah, I cannot get my hand.
You can't even get your fingernail past the...
No, I can't get my hand in there. And that is, that's the danger of using that you just can't get them out. So, but lucky for me, Autumn's always here with her little miniature fingers.
So we had 4 grams on each arm on the clutch for test and tune, which obviously is not a lot to work with. We're gonna go to about 30 grams on each arm, which is a huge jump. We're gonna do that so it'll lock the clutch up while we are testing it on the chassis dyno. Why are we doing that, Dad? Why does the...
What do you want to know? Why what?
Why does the clutch need to be so locked up?
Because
I don't know how a chassis dyno really works.
Yeah, I don't.
I've never been around one except for when I was a kid and you were...
I had one when you were...
I was like 6.
Let's see, it was 2007?
I was 6, 7.
2006, 2007?
I was between 5 and 7.
Right.
So I barely remember.
So normally when you race a car like this, the clutch is relying on the counterweight to produce clamp load. Well, when you're racing, the car's never under.
So that's gonna go here.
The car is never under, like, let's say 50. The lowest RPM we leave the starting line at is what? 5,400 is the lowest we've ever.
I thought it was 5,200.
5,200, 5,400. So you get the
something
idea.
about, yeah.
At 5,400 RPMs, it has quite a bit of load based on the counterweight.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start. So a chassis dyno, and I'm not gonna explain the whole thing because you'll actually see it in a video. But we're gonna start the test at like 3,500 RPMs.
Okay, so you go really low.
Yeah, we're gonna go low. Low for us. I mean, that's high for most. A normal chassis dyno, they're starting the tests out at 2,000 RPMs. We're gonna probably start it at 3,500.
Okay.
But so basically, the difference in clamp load in the clutch with 4 grams of weight, if this thing was at 3,500 RPMs and you just went to the floor, it would just slip. The clutch would just slip. It would just go real high in RPM and the back tires really wouldn't do much. So we're gonna add a bunch of weight. So at 3,500 RPMs, the clutch is locked up and it's actually moving the tire rather than slipping the disc.
Oh, so it doesn't ruin the disc.
That's all we're doing is locking it up so we're not tearing something up at a low RPM.
Got it. So what's that? The last one we've got to put on?
Yeah, this is the last of the 30 gram weights. I'm going to label our other. I'm gonna try not to drop a bunch of shit.
Do you want me to do it?
Nope, I got it. I gotta learn to do it.
Are you sure?
I gotta learn it.
Gotta learn it. Isn't that what you told me
Yeah.
2 days ago?
If you don't learn it, then what are you? What good are you? You don't know nothing, right? You gotta learn something every day. Yeah. So don't be a dipshit. That's my point. So anyway, I'm going to actually label these.
What are you labeling them?
I'm just putting the gram weight right on the end because basically what's gonna happen is as soon as this car gets off the chassis dyno, whether it works, it doesn't work, whatever, I don't even know. This is probably just, I do know how to, so I owned a chassis dyno at one time. I do know how to tune cars on a chassis dyno. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna load it on there. We're gonna tune it. I'm gonna see what works and what doesn't, where the power band is. And actually it's gonna help us in how we shift the car, where, it's gonna show, you'll see, we'll make a video. So here.
I am curious.
Put those in our clutch box. And when we get done, we're gonna put these right back in because this is what the car went down the track at Test and Tune. This is what we need to be for Gainesville.
Now, were we testing in Gainesville as well?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the plan. I mean, unless I put it on the dyno and find 300 horsepower out of a 400 horsepower engine, which we all know that's not going to happen. Yep.
Okie dokie.
All right. That's it. 30 grams. No more slippy. And so we're going to button this thing up. And next, we're going to the seat. We're going to try and get the seat to where I can get in the car if Autumn can't make it, which I don't think she's going to be able to. I think she's going to have to work. So we'll see what happens. So buttoned up. We're all done here. And we'll move on to the seat. All right, everything's off so the braces are off the seat. So now I should be able to move the seat back far enough to where I can, like right now, I cannot get in this car. I cannot physically get in it.
You can barely get in it when you can get in it.
Right, when the seat's all the way back as far as it'll go, I can barely get in this car.
This car is tailored.
This car is tailored for a midget. Oh, I'm sorry. A little person.
That's rude.
Yeah, don't worry. All of us old people that say that shit like retarded, we'll be dead soon. You won't have to worry about hearing
Dad!
retarded ever again.
I say retarded, so I mean that's gonna live on.
Well, when you are retarded, you can say it. That's why I say it. And that's apparently why you say it.
You're my dad, so.
Oh, it's genetic, trust me. Okay. All right, so let's get this rig back in the trailer, and then we're gonna start working on carburetor parts. I gotta find carburetor parts. be slow, but at least it's clean. Pretty much shut. At least one click down, and we'll take the air cleaner off and see.
So we are actually using a chassis dyno today. My dad has a buddy that let us come over and use it. We made one hit already, actually two, just to make sure that I was acclimated with it, because I've never used a chassis dyno before. My dad had one when I was very little, and I vaguely remember it. So that's what we're gonna be doing this morning. And then Dad's got like a dinner cookout thing to do at his friend's, and I have work. So, but so far it's gone well, and I'm not having any issues or anything. It's super easy. The dash is falling out again.
Yeah, it happens.
I'm gonna have to duct tape
It's old.
this thing.
Okay, so let's, same thing. Get it in fourth gear, 35 to 65, okay?
So,
as soon as you hit it, I'm gonna start it.
Okay.
Went down a little bit,
One down?
changing the timing, which is exactly what it should have done.
Yeah. So up top mostly. So by the way, you can make it so it's a thinner line, so it makes more sense.
Okay,
Yeah. And then if you need to see the differences in a certain place, just click anywhere,
okay.
and then it'll show you. So here's
Hell, it
what
made 10 horsepower right there.
It went down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
made 10 horsepower difference.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so basically from 5,500 on up, there was about 10 horsepower difference.
No.
This is about the fourth pass.
Well, I said that we made a couple passes.
Yeah, we made a couple passes. We basically changed the timing on the first lick, figured out exactly what happened there. We saw a decrease, lowering the timing, which is pretty normal. Now we just raised the fuel pressure. Now we're just gonna make another run with the fuel pressure, and then we're gonna start actually probably changing carb jets. But yeah, let's make one here and see. This should not change anything at all, but let's see. Okay, so
you got it, right?
yeah, so the green one, it actually,
Picked up.
I mean, it picked up a little right there. I mean, there's 3 horsepower in there. I mean, that's a lot just by changing the fuel pressure. It was, I don't think it ever fell, but there is some spots where it was actually up.
Oh, really?
And just making one pull in high gear is probably, it's not nearly as taxing on the fuel system as running it in every single gear So actually that was probably worth something. Yeah, I mean, I raised the fuel pressure from 4.5 to 6. I thought it was at 5, but the jam nut came loose and it actually, you know, vibrated the thing up. All right, so I'm gonna leave it like that, and we're going to.
You have a smudge on the camera.
There you go. It's on. If you want to talk on it.
Oh. I didn't know why you were handing it to me. Update. I don't like chassis dynos that much.
Why not?
I don't like the bouncing.
Yeah, but once it's in 3rd gear and it actually gets rolling,
Yeah, it's
it
not
actually
terrible.
smooths out real. I honestly, with slicks on the car, I figured it might even be worse than that.
It's not terrible, but at first I really did not like the bouncing. And my dash is falling out again. Gotta fix that somehow.
All right, so we're gonna basically, the only thing we changed this time was pull the air filter off, and we got the hood closed just like the car is raced. So we're gonna at least try this. We might even try it with the hood open just to see if it makes a difference. Not that we can change that. We're not allowed to do anything like that per the rules, but all right, Adam, let's go ahead and make another pull. Okay, so that one's power went down, but that might be the hood.
Probably should have changed one and then did another one.
So that one's green. It's pretty much the same there, but there are a couple little spots where, so at right here, the last run was 383. The previous run with the air cleaner on it was 388. I just don't understand that.
I don't know how accurate. I don't know if it's that accurate to where it's going to lay right over top of
Right,
it
it won't.
The other thing that you could do is go back and put the air filter back on and see if it repeats that 388 number.
Yeah.
See right there, they were the same.
Yeah, and another thing is that, so the horsepower, which this here is actually I think on the TAC it's showing like 6,500, but on his it's showing like 62 or 63, which I never thought this TAC was right in this car. It's just weird, but we just use it as a gauge to shift it by and whatever. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna put the air filter on it just like we normally run it, but I'm gonna go ahead and change the jet. I'll change the jet now, and we'll make a drastic change. I mean, we can always back up to it, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a drastic change on the fueling right now. Okay. So
Which ones are you looking for?
I think it was CC. I'm just gonna go with the fattest tune-up, the smallest. CC is 300, so we're looking for a pair of CC. This one right here is, yeah. That one's CK.
Got them both.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to set these here. I'm going to pull them out, and then I'm going to look at also take a look at this hanger.
What's that?
These are the hangers. This is what the metering rods hang on, and then they're different lengths, so it starts and stops at a different point at the
Oh, I didn't know that they
end
did
of
that.
the end of the tip, the fueling end of the tip, which we're going to change these and see what happens, and then we may end up changing some of that. But for right now, I'm going to put the same hanger back in it with much richer rods. We're going like a huge difference in the rod.
26.
26 thousandths.
Yeah. If that's 30, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a huge change. We've never had anything in here this big.
Stone drop it.
Been there, done that.
How many times?
Once in a lifetime. That's not a bad record. Now this little that you don't want to drop that guy.
Okay. I really don't think so.
Just sitting here static, not going down the track, that's also another variable, but I don't really think,
I don't think it's making enough
well, let's put it this way.
difference.
It's certainly not worth not running an air filter. I mean, we could probably have a better air filter, but...
Like a Moroso Gold one?
No, yeah, but I mean the filter itself, but yes, that's exactly what we need. All right, so this is the one I've been waiting for. It's a fueling change in the carburetor. Now, we went a real big swing on the fuel, but
Ready?
yeah, let's see what happens. See if it fires up. It's the one you've all been waiting for.
What'd it do?
It went down.
Yeah.
366.
How much now?
It went a lot. Actually, there's some spots like right here. 384, 385, 379. $373, $373, $373, $367.
So, not bad.
Yeah, it definitely didn't. It definitely didn't like it. So what? Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the 527s.
Why?
Well, because it's in between. I mean, it's that was a huge swing.
Or should we go to like the 41s?
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Yeah, let's go from the 30 to the 41. And
That was a really big swing.
Yeah, we'll try it. But as you can see, we went from real lean to real rich.
You can see it on the tail bite.
Could you? Yeah. So,
I
yeah.
think we should change it to the 41.
Okay, let's put 41s on.
Now, instead of the 300, we're going to go to 41 CE metering rods.
See it? I know last time you fished it out of there. What about that screwdriver?
The problem is I can't see it. Last time I had. Look at the look up. What side?
Jump right up there on the fender. Scooch right up there. I don't know. I can't believe you dropped that in there.
That was you. I have it all on video.
There you go. Shit happens. I'll let you drop it in there since you got to get it out.
Thanks.
That's exactly what happened to you last time.
But
It just
you dropped it.
It popped out last time just like that, but it actually sat there for a second. As soon as I went to grab it, it disappeared.
Where's the hole?
They're definitely. Stick your finger in between them and spread them out a little bit. There it goes. should be. Usually when they get down in there, then they really can't come up.
Okay. Ooh. It's really difficult being 5'1" and having to do that right in the middle of the car.
There's definitely something going on with the timing.
It is?
Oh yeah, it retards.
So how do we fix that?
I don't know. It probably retarded 5 degrees, but it's like it's not like going back and staying there. It's like you can kind of see it start moving, and all of a sudden, boom! It retards the timing for just a little split second. I don't know. We got way more timing than we're really normally run, but
What's in it?
it picked up. It's got 45 in it right now.
Oh.
So, but it had 41 and a half, and it picked up. So we're gonna start the test later at about 4,500, and we're gonna run it hotter to about 7,000 or whatever. This tack's wrong anyway, so.
We're running it to that on the tag.
Yeah, to that on the tag. Yeah, let her rip.
I'm gonna watch it from the back. You're on your own.
From back there, it sounds like it wants to rev up way more.
I think it likes that extra timing. I don't know, something with the tack and how it sounded, it just sounded like it liked the extra timing we put in.
Well, push that middle button and let's see.
Middle?
Yep.
This?
Yep, push it one time. Okay, push it again. Did push it hard enough or something.
Oh, sorry.
So it was pretty, I mean, it basically made the same. Dude, that's like 45 degrees. I think at this point I'm going to, Yeah, I think we could put the timing back down, put the 527s in, and pull the air cleaner, the base, put a new set of spark plugs in it, and make one more pull and see. I mean, it's not changing enough to really, it's not like we're changing 2 or 3 horsepower, but you know, honestly, I think the best thing here for me has been, I don't know how much 10 horsepower makes, but if you add 10 horsepower to that run we made in Orlando with the good weather, I mean, that's probably a run. The 60 foot was slow. You were out of it at the finish line, and we just gained 10 horsepower. That's something in the 20s. All those things added up as an 1120, mid 1120. I mean, I'm not upset about that. So we, you know, I think now that we got the clutch close, it's going to be a lot better. So yeah, I am not dissatisfied, but when we get to Orlando, we're gonna, so the next run, so this run here, what did you let off on the tack? What'd you go to?
65 on the last one.
Yeah, the last one. What did it show on the tack? 7. It was 67, 69 on this. So that tack is, we've always thought that tack was about 200 off, because the whatever chips on the 2-step and whatever the tack reads when this car launches never matches. So I think the 2-step is probably correct, the tack is not. And another thing is, we got to figure out why this thing is, it's not really showing on here, but why is the timing dipping out just for a split second? It's not really showing that it's losing power, but that's still something that's not super effective. So
I mean, is that a rhetorical question, or are you asking me because I don't have an
no, I'm actually asking myself. I'm running all this through my brain.
Oh, you're processing.
I'm processing. Yeah. All right. I already knocked this loose. So.
Okay. So we changed the spark plugs. Spark plugs are brand new. We changed the
jets a few times. We've changed the timing a few times. We're going to take some more timing out of it right here. I'm gonna take this.
Oh, we're taking more timing out?
Yeah, it's got too much timing in it. I mean, I already know that. It lost a little bit, so. All right, that can come off. Put this back on. All right, here we go. We're gonna make another one here. This is pretty much the final stuff. We're gonna check a couple little things, and then that's gonna be it. So go ahead and let it rip. Definitely lost some power right there.
So what are we changing now?
The air cleaner base, the air cleaner, everything is off of it, and it's at 40 degrees timing. And so the last run was green. Our previous run was red. So, you know, back in here where there's a big jump, we were 375 to 357.
Was just now?
Mm-hmm.
That was crappy.
I mean, could that air filter base be making that much power?
I think so.
I mean, it has to be.
Well, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bolt the air filter back on right now, and we'll make another run right back to back. The only other things we did was we changed the plugs and whatever. Yeah, as long as I got all the plug wires on.
Wait,
We changed the timing. The timing went down. Power's back. I cannot believe that an air filter base made 357 without the air filter on it, and base 375 with the air filter on it. Jiminy Christmas. Holy shit balls. Power's back.
So what are we?
The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make one more pass without the alternator.
And the hood closed? Or open?
It ain't gonna make a difference with the hood closed because the air filter's on it. It doesn't give a shit. It's got the top of the air cleaner over it anyway. If you want to make one with the air cleaner with the hood shut, just
Oh, I don't care.
okay.
So these rods are back to the original rods you've been running for
These are the secondary metering rods that were in it when we bought it, that we ran in the first motor, started out
So
running
they
in this one.
obviously had that part figured out.
Well, yeah. All right, so this is our last run. We're just gonna try something real quick. We're pretty much know everything we're gonna know here. I mean, there was no huge increase in power. We just saw what the difference was in what we do with timing and things like that. But the bottom line was Mike wanted to try this thing with a leaner jet. I always thought it should have been richer. That didn't make a damn bit of difference. Mike's always been on the leaner side of the fence. So basically, we're gonna make this exact same run we made last time.
Oh,
Leaner main jet.
the other side of the dash is falling out now.
Yeah, what a pile. Yeah, I mean, it made down here higher RPM. It definitely made more. That was a big one right there at 6,700. It was 358, 359 to 363. So that was 4 horsepower at 6,700. So, I mean, even back here, there's a couple little spots back here where it was 379 and 381. And see, these, they look really close, but when you start dissecting them, let's see. So let's get one off of there. And so even down here in the torque, we saw something that was falling off a little bit down here, where 276 to 280 in torque at 67, 63. And honestly, you could tell right where she let out of it, it was going to continue to be higher. It wasn't like dipping down or nothing like that. So yeah, there was a little bit of a difference here. 92 to 97, that's at 5,600. I'm not really, we don't race at 5,500 RPMs. We're never down there. So
I think it definitely likes it.
I mean, even right there was three torque, 3 horsepower. It sounded like it was idling really clean, like it was idled really high.
Well, and what's weird is when I was shifting, it climbed in the RPM way faster than it usually ever.
Yeah, I mean,
because I was watching it, I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, it's gonna pull fuel from there no matter what. So if it's leaner, wide open, it's gonna be leaner at part throttle too, because it's still getting something through there. So it would have cleaned the air fuel ratio up across the board basically. So
I'm not so sure it doesn't more out of it.
well, and it very well may, but I think at this point we need to get some leaner rod. And here's the thing, we're at the time of the year where we're going to be as rich as we're ever going to be. I mean, once we get further along in the year, it needs to be leaner anyway. So what metering rods are in it right now? CL.
That is 667.
667. All right, I'll note it. And I think that's it. I think we're done here.
Well, that was pretty good.
Yeah, we
Better
didn't.
than a 12-hour track day getting nowhere.
Yeah, this was a very good deal. So
Bless you.
the pollen is ripping. Okay.
I just washed the car. Just the back of the car.
Yeah, the back of the car's toast.
Just watched it.
These trees are just wrecking everybody. Yeah, cool. All right, awesome.
All right, so the car's in the trailer. That wraps up our dyno test session. Went pretty well. Learned some things. And yeah, so
What did we learn?
we learned that it likes to be lean.
We learned that do not run this thing don't run a quadrijet without an air filter base.
Oh yeah, that too.
Holy shit.
Very, very bad.
20 horsepower.
Was it really 20?
20 to the wheels without that air filter base. 20 to the wheels and it loses 15% between the driveline.
All right, boys
so
and
20
girls.
plus 15%.
Yeah. So, boys and girls, do not run a quadrijet without a air filter cleaner base thingamabob.
Yeah.
Or even an air filter
And
with the base.
the difference between running the alternator on and the field shut off
Yeah.
is 5 horsepower. 25 horsepower between the filter base and the alternator, which we already practice all those things anyway, but it's kind of nice to see what the real difference is.
Okay.
All right. Time to go home. Time to go down to Jeff's and eat some barbecue.
Yeah,
Barbecue.
I'm going to work.
Barbecue so good, make you want to slap your mama.
Stop. So I get to go to work. They all get to go have fun. But after all the hard work, Dad deserves some fun, right, Dad?
Well, I don't know. I hope so.
You do.
Number one priority, get the air conditioning on.
Yeah.
She's hot in Florida. I don't. I know y'all are struggling up north with the snow, but not the case right here.
It's record highs this weekend.
Here's a recap. This car is never going to be faster in its current state than in perfect weather with a tailwind than probably 1120. That is 80 under the index, which I am not disappointed about. But we're going to run this car for 2-3 months. We're going to take the motor out of it. We're going to put it on an engine dyno, and we're going to start. Fiddling with our grid so we can do individual cylinder timing. We're going to put 802s in the headers so we can read individual cylinders, and we hope we can get a new intake manifold done to see if that picks it up any. You know, the magic is 1 second under. That's kind of been our goal. We're struggling, but we're gonna get there. We just gotta keep digging, just like anything else in life. Keep digging to reach your goals. Boom, that's it.
Overall, it was definitely good. We definitely learned some stuff. So.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with my hands.
What do you mean you don't know what to do with your hands?
You know, in an interview, I don't know what to do with my hands, Ricky Bobby.
Oh my gosh. But
Sweet.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Peace out.
It's all good.